Okay, so here we are shucking corn. I wanted to have a corn shucking party, but nobody attended, so it's a party of one. And with that, I am literally just, when I say shucking it, I mean you just literally remove everything off of it. This is some bicolor corn. My corn is not doing so hot this year, so I had to buy some at the farmer's market. And this corn is delicious. This here is actually a sign that your corn ain't been, treated with chemicals and all that. They're good stuff. So, with that, you just have to lop it off with a knife, get rid of that bad spot there, clean off the silks, because I'm going to can this. This will be canned whole kernel corn. It is good when done, so we're going to do that. But, in the meantime, I got a whole entire bag to shuck. But while we're at this, I also want to talk to y'all about the corn silks. So, you got your dried up piece here. Break that off. My bad, didn't mean to hit the camera. And then you got your silk. Lay it up, let it air dry. And then this can be used in teas and stuff. It's used to treat like bladder issues, urinary tract infections and stuff. My daughters drank it. She said it was like drinking a big cup of corn. But whatever, if it treats it, then it treats it, especially if there's, some kind of situation where you can't get to antibiotics or anything. Okay, Maya, good luck. So anyhow, with that, save your corn here, lay it out. You can dehydrate it in a dehydrator, but it makes it kind of brownish. I found that it looks prettier and feels nicer when you let it air dry itself. So just save back some silks to make your tea. We can talk about tea another time with that, but for now, while you're at it, save your silks. And then all of my shucking parts here goes to the goats. Ain't no waste that way. Chickens will get the cobs when I'm done. But there we go. Let's get some corn shucking done. So I got all the corn shucked and cleaned up. And then now the hard part is cleaning these ears off. It's a pain. I've seen them do it like with bundt cakes, but that don't work for me. I've tried it. It never works for me. It's one of their life hacks that only work for lucky people, I guess. I got this here cutter online. I don't know if it works either. We're fixing to find out, though. Oh my gosh. Oh. No, not particularly well. Well, that's kind of dumb. Look at that. Left all the goodness behind. Okay. Now this definitely ain't working good. Anyhow, taking corn off the cob ain't for the faint of heart. I've done corn to myself here several times. Best way I do it, which is a horrible way, is with a knife. Okay, so anyhow, this is the way I do it. I've seen some really inventive ways, but I just ain't got them ways. So it takes me forever. Good old-fashioned elbow grease. Getting in here. Oh, crap. So anyhow, whatever way y'all can remove it off the cob, remove it off the cob. And then, like I said, I take the cob to the chickens. Goats like it. Nobody's picky. They all love it. But, oh crap. And I'm making a mess everywhere. Okay, there we go. Now I'm just going to do that to a bunch more corn. Okay, scrap what I said earlier about not using this here bundt pan thing. Because whatever, it's working good this time. I don't know if it's a different knife, because I had to swap out my knife because I was really, really struggling here. But see, it's catching it because I was trying it on that cookie sheet. I have corn all over my porch. It's just a big waste. So we're doing it this way now, and it seems to be working out well. And I just got it sitting down in the pot here. so I guess this is the way I'm going to do it now. And then you just kind of pop it up out of the bunt hole there. Clean up the tips if there's anything on it worth having. Done. So, that's the new way. Again. Alright, so here's the directions for doing your corn. Shuck corn and remove the silks. Done whenever that. Cut corn off the cob. Whenever that. And then depending on the size of jars you use, whether you do pints or quarts, I usually mix it up, but I'll probably just stick with one size because it's 90 minutes. But anyhow, I did 38 ear of corn in here. So this will go into my jars. I don't know what that is. Anyhow, 38 ear of corn filled up this big old pan almost. So it's time to put it in the jars. Alright, so I got pickling and cannon salt. It's for clear cannon brine. If you use table salt, which you can do, the iodine in it might make your liquid a little bit cloudy. But guess what? This is corn. It's going to look starchy anyhow, so don't stress it. But anyhow, use this. Use cannon salt. Use whatever you got. But it's a half a teaspoon for a pint or a whole teaspoon for a quart. Well, I've got quarts that I'm going to do today, so a teaspoon it is of the salt in the bottom of each jar. Okay, so now get your teaspoon of salt. Bottom of the barrel here. And this here is the funnel. If you've seen any of my other canning videos or pretty much anybody else's, you will see they mostly use funnel. It helps with the messiness of it. So it helps get everything in the jar and not make a mess on the rims and stuff like that. But anyhow, take my, now there's going to be some silks and stuff in this. I mean, it's just going to happen because, well, shucking that much or making that much corn off the cob is a lot of work. It's a mess. Anyhow, just going to loosely dump it in the jar here. Don't want to pack it down and really fill it up because it's going to take and absorb a lot of the water. Okay, so here. You can see I got it down here to the rim, but I'm going to leave about an inch of headspace on it. It didn't tell me how much in my book here. Nope, I did. I lied. It 1 inch of headspace. So go me. Yeah, so you'll have here, this will start out as your 1/4 inch or 1/8 inch, and it'll roll down to your 1/4 inch. Keep on going. About halfway down, that equals almost a 1/2 inch or so. Get it down here to the bottom. Usually I say down here at the very end of the rim is your 1 inch mark, so we'll fill it up with hot water to that point. But there you have it. Don't pack it in there tight, like I said. And I'm just going to get all these jars filled up, and then we'll add the hot water to them. Okay, so I got 7 quarts, 4 pints, and a 1/2 pint. Yes, these are big blobs of butter on the 1/2 pints and or the pint and 1/2 pint, because, well, butter is delicious, and I like some of my corn to be buttery. So I'm only going to do the small ones. But anyhow, that's 38 ear of corn right there. So next is add the hot boiling water up to the 1 inch headspace. Try to remove any of the air bubbles, and then they'll go into the canner. And this is going to be 2 loads now. Okay, so the water is boiling. So just pour boiling water over top the corn up to about the 1 inch headspace. And when we do can this, it'll seem like there's not much broth left in it because the corn kind of absorbs it in. And what is in there will be more starchy looking. It's just perfectly normal. Because again, it ain't got all them weird preservatives in it like you get when you go to the store buy canned corn. Okay, so to do this, make sure you don't run out of water, because this is a 90-minute boil or can with the pressure canner for a quart jar. So that's an 1.5 hours of time. So you need to make sure you do, you know, just remove your air bubbles on your corn. That way you ain't missing fluid and missing all this stuff. It's literally like a glass stirring thing. So with that, you do that, and then you just take your jars. You gotta wipe your lids or your rims. So this is not a sticky mess now. Now taking it off the cob, that was a mess. This part is very easy. So just wipe your rim up real good. Make sure there's nothing on it, no little pieces of food or nothing like that. Because if there is, it can keep it from sealing. More than likely will keep it from sealing. And then these is your, sorry about the lighting, it's just almost dark out here now. Anyhow, these are your regular mouth lids, or flats, whatever you want to call them. So they go right on here like so, and then you just put your band on it, and it's finger tight just right. And now mind you, this water is super duper hot, so you're gonna need to hang on to something to tighten it, and then it'll go from here to the canner. Get the canner loaded, and then we'll take it from there. Okay, so I got the bands on, finger tight just right, you know, all that there good stuff. And then you can take your jar lifter. That's this here thing. This is your handle. It's plastic. It don't have grippies on it. It spins around. You use it here, and you pick up your jar like so. It's hanging on good. Then you take it and put it in your canner. Now, with them in your canner, you can see this is 7 quarts, and the canner is full. You want to try to leave a little bit of space in between each jar so that they ain't jostling together. And then it's on, so I'll put the lid on it, and then we'll get it, start building up some pressure. Okay, so anyhow, get the lid on here. You see the arrow here. This is for you to line up your lid. And then, oh, get the glare just right. There we go. So you see this arrow right here. So you take the 2 arrows and you line them up. This has a rubber seal in it and all that there. So take the 2 arrows, line them up, and then it'll pop right down, twist it, and now the canner is locked. So it'll start cooking, steaming, and then it'll start building up pressure. When pressure is built up in the pan, this here will pop up. Right now it just kind of will make noise and steam will spew out of it. This will pop up, and then this is another safety mechanism. It's like a little rubber gasket looking thing, and it'll stand up a little bit like so, otherwise it's just flat down. And then this is your steam vent, and that's where our jiggler will go. When the pressure pops this up, that's when you put the gauge or the jiggler, I use a jiggler, on the canner. And when it starts jiggling or gets to 10 pounds, then you start the timer. But not till this pops up, and then you got some steam coming out of here. Okay, this is my jiggler here. Don't mind my fancy fair pass. Anyhow, this is considered a 5-pound weight to it, and this here is a 5-pound weight. They're clearly not 5 pounds, but it's pounds per whatever. So anyhow, 5 pounds, put one more band on it here. That's a 10-pound weight, and it'll jiggle once I get it on here. We'll show that when time gets there. You can see it there starting to do some spewing, and it's doing a little bit of steam in here. And this here, you can see it is popped up, stood up there. So as soon as this here stands up, then we'll put the gauge on top. Okay, just going to do that for a few, and then it'll pop up. Yep, there we go. Now, they say let it steam 10 minutes, or vent 10 minutes. Well, you know what? It's been venting this whole entire time. So I'm going to go ahead and put the jiggler on it. There we go. That's on there. And now when that starts rocking, that's when the timer starts. Not until then. So we just wait now for the pressure to be 10 pounds. When that starts doing this little rocky thing, it's at 10 pounds. Okay, we're jiggling. That's about all you need. If it gets going crazier than that, just turn the heat down a little bit. Meantime, set timer for 90 minutes because these are quarts. Adjust the heat as you need. You don't need to do much more than that because that's the 10 pounds of pressure there. So in 90 minutes, we'll come back, turn it off, and get it off the heat. Okay, time is up. So it's time to turn off the heat, and then I will remove it from the stove here. That way it'll cool it down. And then when this drops back down, that means the pressure is released out of the pan, and this will go back here too. And then we take this off. But not until that drops down, and it takes at least a half an hour or so. So we'll see how long, where it goes. But from until then, we'll pop this off this burner so it can cool down. Okay, so this is dropped, as you can see here. And this here little rubber thingy-majigger, I can't never think what it's called. Anyhow, it's down like it's supposed to be, so we can remove the jiggler. Just pick it up. No problems there. And then do this way. Some people leave it set for a bit. I never do. I don't have that kind of time. Plus, I'm tired because it's late now. By the time I got this done. But now we just got to open her up. And then I'll get the jars out. And we'll get them set and cooling. Okay, so anyhow, you can see it's unlocked here. Just pick it up. Open it away from you. And there you go. I don't know what in the world. I'm assuming it's the high sugar content. But I've got some like brown looking corn. I didn't do this last year, but this is really juicy corn. So any ideas, let me know on that one, because I ain't got a clue. Anyhow, take your jar lifter here. Pick one up. Yeah, that is just funky. That does not look appealing, and I don't know if I actually want to eat it. Anyhow, as you got it set in here, leave space in between them all. That way they have adequate cool space. That way everything pops and seals. Once it's sealed, it's shelf stable. It just ain't that pretty. So I'm just assuming it's because it's such a sweet corn. It looks weird. Because even the pint's done it some. I don't know. But anyhow, there it is, canned corn. Okay, I did do some research because honestly my corn's freaking me out, man. Everything's sealed. All the tops are pushed down. So everything here's sealed. But, I mean, whew, almost looks like that there Mexican corn or something. This one don't look terrible. And this one don't, which is, these are way less horrible looking than these. But if you remember, I put a pat of butter in all those. Maybe that helped. I don't know. But look at that brown. And it did say it's because the extra sweet corn varieties, the high heat and stuff from the canner will make the corn turn brown. So I'll let y'all know. It caramelizes it, it said. So I'll let y'all know how it tastes if I can bring myself to taste it. Otherwise, it's going to be a lot of work and a chicken snack. But we'll find out, I guess. Meantime, maybe we ought to not can such sweet corn. Just keep it and eat it, because, ugh.